Good morning and welcome to Tuesday morning, the 17th of May. We are continuing with our devotions out of the book Great is Thy Faithfulness by Robert Morgan. And obviously, each one is about our faith in God, God's faith toward us, trusting Him, believing in Him. Today's devotion is entitled A Way Out. A Way Out. From 1 Corinthians 10:13, no temptation has overtaken you except what is common to mankind. And God is faithful. He will not let you be tempted beyond what you can bear. But when you are tempted, He will also provide a way out so that you can endure it. In 1 Corinthians 10, the Apostle Paul reminded us of the ancient Israelites who, even after their miraculous deliverance at the Red Sea, made a mess of themselves. Quote, now these things occurred as examples to keep us from setting our hearts on evil things as they did, Paul wrote in that same chapter, 1 Corinthians 10, but in verse 6. And he mentioned four particular sins we must studiously avoid. These are the four great temptations that can befall even veteran followers of Christ. 1, we tolerate things that hinder our spiritual growth. That's idolatry in verse 7. We tolerate sexual experience outside of marriage. That's immorality, verse 8. We test God's patience by our willfulness and selfishness, verse 9. And we grumble and complain, verse 10. Verse 11 says, these things happened to the Israelites as examples and were written down as warnings for us on whom the culmination of the ages has come. What a phrase. We are living on the edge of history, at the culmination of the ages. In such days, we simply cannot be beset by beguiling sins. So if you think you are standing firm, be careful that you don't fall. Verse 12. And then we come to the great 13th verse, which opens this chapter of Great is Thy Faithfulness. Every temptation we encounter is faced by others also, but God is faithful. He will not allow us to be over-tempted, but will make a way of escape from any temptation so we can endure it. The original term Paul used here for a way out was the word used for a passageway out of a canyon. Sometimes people wandered into a canyon and became trapped. They couldn't find any pathway leading out, but if they looked hard enough, they could find a pathway out of there, a way of escape. I can tell you what that way of escape is. It's walking close to Jesus along the goat paths that lead out of trying situations. Overcoming temptation isn't so much a matter of what you do, but of who you love. It's very hard for the devil to overcome believers who are living in unbroken fellowship with their faithful Lord. These things can overcome us if we don't put our faith and trust in the Lord. Closes with a quote by J. Wilbur Chapman. Temptation is the tempter looking through the keyhole into the room where you're living. Sin is drawing back the bolt and making it possible for him to enter. I like that. Sin is always there. Deliver us from evil, the Lord teaches us to pray because he just knows it's a constant thing that Satan is going to put around us. It's up to us whether we open the door to it or keep the door closed. That was pretty much our sermon yesterday morning or Sunday morning from Romans 6. Choose between letting your old selfish ways, your old sinful ways be your master, or whether you allow the Lord Jesus Christ to be your master and follow him and obey him and listen to him. It's all about choices. It's all about choices and where our hearts dwell. The temptations will come, and some of them will be very, very hard, very difficult. But the Lord, if you're listening and if you're looking, the Lord will provide a way out of that. Then it's up to us to take the way out. Blessings to you today.